guys, I'm Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make a butternut squash gratin. It's so easy and simple and delicious, perfect for this time of year, especially since the holidays are upon us. And this is a great side dish to make that I think you're really going to enjoy, and it's super simple to put together. So let me take you over the ingredients so we can get started. You're going to need some peeled butternut squash cut into 1-inch pieces, chopped onions, garlic, these are some fresh breadcrumbs, grated Parmigiano Reggiano, a little bit of heavy cream, some milk, poultry seasoning, fresh parsley, a little bit of unsalted butter, salt and pepper, and olive oil. That's it. It's easy and simple and it's delicious. Now get your oven preheated to 400. It's the first thing you want to do. And you've got a big skillet here with high sides. Put a little bit of olive oil in there and then the butter, because I really want the veggies to saute in the butter and get really nutty, because the butter, as it cooks and gets a little brown and gets that nutty flavor that I love. It's going to be so good. And I have this over about medium heat. That's good enough. And I'm going to add in all my veggies. And you know what's really great nowadays? At the supermarket, you can find already chopped up butternut squash. So if you can find it, do that, because cleaning a butternut squash can actually be quite dangerous if you don't know how to do it well, because you actually have to cut the peel off. So that's no fun. So if you can find it clean, get that, because that just like, the battle is done for you. So that's in there. Season this with salt and pepper. And I'm actually going to cook this covered for about 15 minutes. I want butternut squash to be halfway cooked. So that looks great. Got my lid here. I'm going to cover this and cook it over medium heat for about 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes, or until the butternut squash and the onions have cooked down a bit and developed a little bit of color. I'll show you what they look like once they're there. My squash and onions look great. I'm going to add in my cream and my milk. I'm going to let this bubble away. I'm actually going to crank it up to high. Put in my poultry seasoning, which has got sage and thyme and rosemary and all just really delicious dried herbs. I'm going to let that bubble. If your butternut squash kind of falls apart a little bit, that's totally fine. It doesn't have to be chunks. It just can be, as long as it's cooked through, it's perfectly fine. So I've got here a casserole dish that's been greased. That's really important. Put that on a baking sheet so that it doesn't, if anything were to spill out, it doesn't go into your oven. And now in this bowl, I'm putting in my fresh breadcrumbs, which are just a couple slices of ciabatta that I pulsed in the food processor, and my Parmigiano. That's gonna be so yummy. Come on. There we go. And my parsley. I'm gonna just give this a quick toss with my fingers. That's ready for me. Let me set all the stuff aside. All right, just gonna wait for this cream mixture to reduce just a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna pour it into my casserole dish. I'm just gonna scatter my topping really well over the top of the whole thing, because I really want this to be crunchy and delicious, because the butternut squash mixture is gonna be kind of soft, so the contrast of the crunchiness from the topping is brilliant. A little bit of olive oil over the top just to help the top brown. And I'm going to pop this into the oven, preheated at 400 for about 25 minutes or so, or until the top is a nice golden brown color. I'll show you what it looks like once it's there. My gratin baked for around 20 minutes and it's perfect. It's golden brown. It's making my mouth water because I can really smell the cheese and the poultry seasoning, and I'm so excited to give this a try. I've let this cool for about 5 minutes just because it was literally bubbling when I took it out of the oven. And now let's just give into this, shall we? Look at that. And you see how it does thicken as it goes into, as it cooks, because it like dries out a bit, which is great because you don't want it to be swimming. You want it to kind of hold its shape. I got a piece of butternut squash and topping. Wow. That is divine. It's amazing how something so simple can pack such a punch with flavor from just such few ingredients. This is a must on your next, on your next dinner table, because I guarantee it's gonna fly like you wouldn't believe, because it will be raved about. That's really, really good. I hope you enjoyed spending time with me. To get this recipe and many others, go to laureandthekitchen.com, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.